What's up, YouTube? This is your boy Subliminal here, and today I have a completely, totally different video for you guys. First off, I think you guys might notice that typically the content that I make for Star Citizen revolves around what we could do in the game, 100%, or maybe sometimes things that may be coming in the very near future. I don't like to do the theory crafting. I don't like to participate in any of the gossip. I'm not going to make a video every time CIG does something that I don't agree with. But today I feel so strongly about this that I want to get this off my chest. Again, this is not going to be a normal thing for the channel. I don't want to be involved in drama. I think that that's a really bad negative decline on content to focus on everything that's bad. You just become that guy, right? I'm not going to be that guy, but I need to get this off my chest. It's something that I want to say to the community. So if you want to hear it, here goes. We'll just get right into it. As some of you guys know, there is an issue going on right now with the way CIG has handled the Galaxy's base building module. What I'm going to do here before I actually start giving my opinions, I want to state and show you the empirical facts of everything that has transpired from this moment when Todd Pappy is about to come on stage and speak until John Crewe's last message. Okay, I want to play for you guys this clip within context, because you might be getting linked to this video and you're missing a major part of the context and intent for what they're about to show us here.
Sure, but we'll get into that later once we're really building it. So from here, you've got the tools. So this is what we would consider a surveyor. With this, we want to actually cater to everybody's playstyle, whether you're solo or in an org.
This is the concept of the vehicle that we saw during this year's CitizenCon. Okay, right? It's evolved now, looks a lot different than that. Remember all of this when we go through this and think about what the intent is.
With this, you got different buildings that you can produce, from small, medium to large to XL or XL. So with the surveyor tool, you can only build the small buildings. With a vehicle, you can build small and medium-sized buildings. With the Galaxy, you can build small to large structures.
Just want to point out the crowd's reaction thus far.
And then obviously with the Pioneer,
literally you could see part of the Pioneer in the shot and the crowd was silent. And when this appeared, they started to uproar. Let's just go back here and show what we have here. RSI Galaxy supports the ability to build small to large structures.
See, you can build small to large structures. And then obviously with the Pioneer,
written there on the screen,
Pioneer can do it all. And it still works as a mobile base. And we'll talk about some of the more expanded features that we're adding to it in later on.
All right, that's pretty much it with what is important about this part. But here's the part that people are missing when we're trying to understand intent.
And then the big one. We start development Q1. So
this video aired during CitizenCon 2953. That's last year's CitizenCon. They didn't start development on base building until the beginning of this year. The Galaxy then goes on sale during IAE of that year. And if you scroll through here on the pledge store, you will see what modules will become available. You have a cargo module, med bay, refinery, and you have others. Manufacturing and other modules are coming at a later date. Understand that there's been a month's time between when Todd Pappy said that on stage to right now. I also need to bring this up. I think that this is important, again, for understanding intent. Todd Pappy no longer works for CIG. That's not any sort of an excuse. It's just something that people need to understand. Todd Pappy no longer works at CIG. He left the company, okay? I have no idea if that has anything to do with what has transpired thus far. But I think it's very important information to understand intent. Not an excuse or anything like that, intent. So as we can see here, there is nothing here on this page that says that if you buy this ship, you're going to get base building. For me, as someone who saw that broadcast, and to be honest, I wanted to buy the Galaxy. When I saw it, I was like, wow, it's a modular ship. This seems pretty cool. The only reason why I didn't pick it up is I couldn't afford it. I would have bought it. It seems cool. Whether or not it has base building or not, I don't care. I just think it's cool to have something modular, and other stuff could be coming in the future. I just think that that's a dope idea for a ship. That's why I think most people bought the ship. Anyway, it doesn't say that here. Now we're moving here on to present day, and I'm gonna briefly go over what John Crewe said in his statement on Spectrum that put the community into a massive uproar, right? Again, I'm just stating empirical facts here. I'm not giving any sort of opinion. We'd plan to talk more about this at IAE. That's generally where we talk about this stuff, but a lot of people, basically, he comes out and says they normally talk about this stuff during IAE, and that there are currently no plans to have a base building module for the Galaxy, comma, that doesn't mean it will never be, but there is nothing concepted, planned, or on the production schedule. The Starlancer BLD will ship with the base building of these large structures. The only confirmed module, in addition to the ones on the pledge store, is the manufacturing module. The general rule of thumb for all things vehicle is unless it is on the pledge store or available in game, treat it as speculative. Okay, he goes on to explain that the reason why the Galaxy is getting skipped is because they want to put the people from the Polaris onto the Perseus because they share assets together. He then came out with another comment. Just trying to add some extra information for the phrasing. Emphasis on no current plans. This does not exclude that there were plans in the past, as referred to in 2953, or that there could be again in the future. This is simply nothing happening right now. The way base building works with drones now does not lend itself to the Galaxy's module layout due to their size and navigation requirement. So what he's saying here is that due to the Galaxy's size and layout, it doesn't fit the drone's navigation requirements and size requirements. What he means is that now that they've started development on base building, the size of the drones needs to be taken into account, and their navigation route from the ship to whatever you're building has changed. That's how development works. They plan and things change. I'm sorry, I'm getting into my own opinions and not saying the pure fact. So the confusion comment was in regards to discussion on why they didn't talk about it during CitizenCon. He just wanted to explain why they didn't talk about it, okay? And then here's a picture of the BLD and how the drone feature is going to function with this. So it has some sort of an arm that comes out. I guess it puts the drone in there. I was reading chat and talking to my community when I was watching this live. I didn't really see everything, but this is the first image that popped into in my head when I read that second thing. I was like, okay, I get it. Like there needs to be some sort of a side access so that this arm can take the drone in and out, and so that the drone can do its pathing. Cool. So that is what he's talking about there. And I don't think people are mad that the Galaxy isn't going to get the drone base building. I understand why you guys are mad. We'll get there. Now, hey everyone, I realize my previous comments may have given the wrong impression and I spoke too soon on the topic. I've since regrouped with the larger team to ensure that we are fully aligned on the Galaxy's future. To clarify, while there's no base building module currently in active development for the Galaxy, we are fully committed to enabling a large base building drone module for it down the line. The Galaxy won't be the first ship for base building large scale structures when base building launches, but it will come soon, and its potential for the role is very intact. My earlier comment about when things are speculative are incorrect. I'm going to tell you why my heart just dropped when he said that. I'm going to tell you why I think that comment that he just made there is hurtful to the development of this game. Okay. As you can see here, you guys have been around for as long as me, some of you longer, some of you not as long. John Crewe. This isn't John Crewe. That's not what John Crewe. That's not who John Crewe is. John Crewe gives you everything straight forward. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He just tells you straight up. And I respect that about him. And he's one of my favorite developers, right? Because he comes out here, he communicates with us. Again, I'm sorry I'm getting into my opinions. Anyway, so they're now backpedaling and going back and making sure that the Galaxy owners get their base building. That's the most important thing. So before I get into my opinions, because there's going to be people that are automatically that have stopped watching this and they're now in the comments below are going to call me a white knight. So to prove to you guys that I am not a white knight and somebody who's just riding CIG, this is a tweet that I put out back in 2022 when there was this whole debacle about how they changed the way that buybacks were going to work. And basically, I lost a buyback because they just decided that it wasn't going to work that way. I couldn't just keep that buyback saved and implement it. I wound up losing it. So I wound up, one of my viewers gave me a $10 CCU and I wound up getting my Banu Merchantman. But they radically changed the way the buybacks works without warning us at all. In an instant, it was done and there's no going back. Reducing the buyback values in Star Citizen without a warning was a tone-deaf move for Robert Space Industries. I'm very disappointed that you would decide to do this after the roadmap debacle. This has been so long, I don't even remember exactly what that debacle was. I am voting with my wallet and I am canceling my subscription. I canceled my subscription. Hold on, but wait, there's more, because that's just one guy's subscription. Unfortunately, this means that I am not able to give away any more daily giveaways during my Twitch live streams after my sub lapses. Monthly giveaways will still happen whenever CIG gifts me ships for this purpose. However, I will no longer purchase them myself. I will also refrain from investing any new money into the project for ships unless I absolutely have to for content creation. I absolutely love the game that you are creating. Keep doing it. I will continue to play for as long as it's fun. However, I am no longer backing the project. I made this decision back in 2022, and the amount of money that I've spent since then has been minuscule, right? And I said this publicly, telling you guys exactly what I was doing. I used to give away items from the pledge store every 10 subs that I'd get. So as you can see right now here down on the screen on Twitch, I have 300 subs. That would be $35 items from the pledge store that I would buy and then give to you guys for a thanks for supporting the channel, right? No more. It's harmful to the engagement of my Twitch stream, right? It was beneficial. It was something I enjoyed doing for you guys, and I'm not doing it anymore. I may come back with it in the future. I've since calmed down on this issue. It's been 2 or 3 years now. Nothing is going to change. And I think that this is something here that is very harmful for the game, making decisions like this. This is fucked up. Now I want to give my opinions on everything that has happened just far. And I just want you guys to know where I am and how my goal when I speak is to give my opinions on how I feel. And I don't really give a care about anybody's feelings. I just don't. So I'm going to be open with this because I'm tired. I'm tired of what this community is becoming. And I'm just tired of it. So I'm just going to tell it how it is. Okay. Please understand that what I'm going to say from here on out is for people who are calling CIG liars or in any way, shape or form that anyone at CIG has done anything malicious in intent. That is who I am speaking to from now on. My opinion is they didn't handle that correctly. Okay. I think most of you guys have the opinion of they really fucked up on this one. I respect that opinion. I don't agree with it 100%, but I respect that opinion. We're good. We're good. You're not a problem. I love you. We're fine. I agree to disagree. I'm just not 100% on it. Here's for everyone who's calling them liars and again, anything malicious. Let's pull up the definition of lying. The definition of lie is an intentional false statement. If this is your opinion, right? I want you to tell me in the comments below specifically where anyone, Todd Pappy, John Crewe, anyone intentionally gave you a false statement. We'll see down in the comments below. If we go back through here and look at this, I want you to think about intent because what you're doing is you're calling someone a liar. That is disrespectful. That is a disrespectful thing. You don't just call someone a liar off of a whim. You don't understand the definition of the word. Todd Pappy came here on stage. What is the intent of this broadcast? This is CitizenCon. The intent of this broadcast is for them to stand up on stage and tell us their plans, keyword plans, keyword plans for the future of the game. And the reason why this is important is because we get to give our feedback and they get to take that feedback. And now it's we are building the game with them. This game would not be what it is going to be without us. We're building this game almost just as much as they are. And that is the part that I love about this. You understand what I'm saying? He is standing here on stage and his goal, his intent is to explain that you'll be able to build small bases. You'll be able to build medium, large, extra large, whatever. He goes in to say that the Galaxy will have base building. I'm not denying that. That is not a lie. They never said that it wasn't going to have base building. That is the intent. His intent was to stand up here and show us that we're going to have multiple vehicles. Now, what is very important to understand is that at the time he spoke here, this was not in development. At the time that everyone bought the Galaxy, it did not say that you would get base building, and it had not even started development. They had not started development. And once they did start development, they landed on this as the way of how base building worked. This type of whatever. This, I think, is very important to understand intent. My initial thoughts of this vehicle was that it was like a fuel tanker or something like that. Now that I've seen this broadcast in full context, I now believe that this is a base building land vehicle, right? So we've seen this in CitizenCon. This is already clearly in active development. It looks functioning. Then we have this Anvil vehicle that we did not see, and the design has changed, right? I now think that this is a base building vehicle. And then we scroll up and we see the Galaxy and the Pioneer. Let me defend John Crewe because no one else cares to. John Crewe's job right now, his first and foremost job right now, is to get out all of these, or a vehicle or ship in these classes released with or around the time we get base building in the game. Maybe the larger facilities we won't be able to build right away because we know the Pioneers are probably going to take longer. This is his priority. We saw this this vehicle here, and I think Top Happy mentioned everyone. So maybe this is something you don't have to buy. It'll just be something in game. We see this here is going to be available for sale that they're going to be working on in the next 12 months. They're working on something in this size range, the BLD, and then we have the Pioneer. Here is what I see when I read John Crewe's statements, okay? After looking at all this context, the intent is he's focusing on getting these 4 vehicles out. And when he's telling you that there are no plans, he means that the Galaxy is not one of these 4 vehicles. This is all they're focusing on right now. And frankly, we all know we're not going to get all of them by the time base building first hits. The Pioneer is probably going to be after the initial release of base building. John Crewe doesn't sugarcoat stuff. He just tells it how it is. And I have to respect that. 100% I have to respect it. You just have to understand and just read the words. He's saying it in plain English. Now that we understand the intent, understand my frustrations, and I'm tired of all the crying. I'm tired of it. I just don't care. They never said the ship was going to have it on the pledge store. They never said that they weren't going to do it. We all know that they're going to do it. He never said that they wouldn't. Don't stop calling them liars. No one did this on purpose. You're being a victim. You're seeking to be a victim because you cannot tell me that anyone has intentionally made a false statement in regarding to this. They don't care about selling you ships. John Crewe doesn't care about selling you ships. Chris Roberts does. Maybe the person that's in between John Crewe and Chris Roberts does. I don't know which. I think maybe it was Top Happy at the time. Yeah, maybe they do. These developers don't. I'm sure a lot of the people who disagree with me have probably clicked off by now. Let me explain how harmful this is to the game. I told my wife about this. I like to keep my opinions in check by going over with her because we don't agree on everything. I told my wife, knowing what you see here, what course of action does CIG, what policy change does the CIG need to make so that this doesn't happen again? You want to know what she said? Okay. Completely rational for her work history and all that. Her words were, they need to have a PR person handle this conversation. She told me, she said, you have a sales background and you know how to talk to people. I have a knack for that. I'm good at that. You want to know who doesn't, and you want to know who shouldn't be expected to have such a knack? Is a developer, right? Think about this for a second here and understand how unnatural Star Citizen's development is. Developer. The person who chooses to do this for a living, they're wired differently than most people are. These are engineers. These are developers. They don't have any business communicating with us because things like this will continue to happen. John Crewe did not handle this correctly. He didn't handle it correctly. It's not his responsibility to handle it correctly. I just don't care. So what my wife said, they need a PR person to handle all this stuff. Okay, you as a citizen listening to this, understand, well, wait a minute, whoa, we don't want that. Because if that happened, two things off the top of my head that would disappear. Spectrum. It would just be where it would just be Reddit. It would just be where we go to bitch about things, right? Also, CitizenCon, right? Why go to CitizenCon if all you're gonna do is hear from Chris Roberts? No other developers, Chris Roberts, and whatever people are like directly below him in the hierarchy or what have you, that I would say have the responsibility of, and Todd Pappy is one of them. Todd Pappy would have been one of them. If Todd Pappy had made that statement, I would have been just as mad as everybody else. But Todd Pappy didn't make the statement. And it has nothing to do with that he's gone. And here's the kicker. If Todd Pappy had been here, he wouldn't have worded it like that. This is what we get. John Crewe, if you're somehow watching this, don't change. Don't change, bro. We want you guys to communicate with us. Please don't stop. What you guys are asking them to do is to never tell us what they plan on doing. You're asking them to tell us what they've already set in stone that they're going to do. If they correct course here and make sure things like this don't happen, then we've now lost the ability to build this game with them. It's going to be hurtful to the project. I hope you guys can see that. I hope you guys can see how harmful that it is to the project that they can't stand up here and tell us what they plan on doing. If you think that they're lying to you, that they're being deceitful, stop buying ships. Stop backing the game. Why would you continue to buy ships from these people who you're saying are deceiving you, lying? If that's what you think, you're delusional. Stop buying ships. Stop backing the game. Play something else. I'm playing an open development game, and I want the developers to tell me what they're planning on doing so that we can discuss it as a community to build a better game. I am a grown adult. I am a grown man. And I look here and see, oh, man, he told me that it was going to have base building, but that's not on here. I don't know if I want to build this ship. Maybe I'll go on Spectrum and ask a developer like, hey, well, what's up with the base building? You guys said a month ago there's going to be base building, but there's no base building here. Or I would have bought it and then just be like, okay, all right, cool. Well, can we get the BLD as a loaner? Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they do that? I am happy that this all got reversed for everyone who bought this. Everyone who bought the ship thinking that it was going to do the base building, you deserve it. I don't think you got anything that you weren't going to get. Just now, I just think that the development time on getting the base building out is probably going to be hindered because they're going to have to figure out how to do it now for these ships sooner rather than later. So I'm going to reiterate on this again. If you just think that they mishandled this, that they handled this badly, that this is a major fumble, I agree to disagree. Respectful opinion. None of my anger is toward any of you. My anger is towards anyone who says that they lied or that they were malicious in intent. Never attribute to malice what can easily be attributed to ignorance. There's nothing malicious going on here. And I think we've just damaged a developer. I think that now John Crewe, before he makes statements telling us what's really going on, he's going to have to go by and talk to whoever told him to say this. I want them to speculate, because if they're speculating, then we can correct. If it's not speculative, then it's done. There's no point for us. There's no more room for us. They've taken our money and our opinion no longer matters. You cannot have them not speculate and have us be involved in development. You cannot have it. Things are going to change. Stop buying ships because of what it says anywhere on here, because of what anyone told you. Stop buying it. Buy the ships in game. You guys have ships that you don't have enough friends to crew. Stop it. You have more ships than you're ever going to be able to fly in a week. Stop it. Anyway, that's all I have to say on the topic. This is probably the last video I ever make like this because I just don't like it. I just don't like all the drama. But at the same time, I'm just really tired of going on Spectrum and hearing this. I don't have to hear it. I don't work for CIG. I just play the fucking game. I don't have to hear this. But these people do have to hear it. And everything you guys say in these comments, they hear. And if some of you guys are thinking out there, I'm being like way too unhinged about this, blah, blah, blah. What you can't see anymore are the comments that have been deleted. And you can get an idea of what may have been said. You hear someone saying, let's just talk kindly to them instead of playing ridiculous victim card. So I'm not the only one that's throwing this out here. Not saying it was never planned, keyword current plans. There may have been plans in the past. They make plans in the future. There's no plans present. You can be upset about all you want, but calling it a lie isn't accurate. This is my point. Everything that I have said is to the people who are saying this, right? Whose posts have been deleted. Because it probably was, not probably, I know, because I've seen it, very disrespectful. People have every right to be upset by this, and you'll find I haven't said anything about that yet. So again, this is about the lies and the intent that people are trying to say was actually what actually is supposed to be going on behind the scenes. Anyway, that's my thoughts on that, boys. Hopefully I'll never make another video like this again. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the verse.